welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel, The Sun, where we're always working towards something greater. The topic of today's video that I wanted to talk about is, should you do spells for others? So this subject is completely up to you. I'm not telling you what to do. I just wanted to kind of explain maybe some reasons why you shouldn't do spells for other people, and just kind of give my perspective on if I actually do spells for other people, and maybe some things to consider if you were thinking about doing a spell for somebody else. If you decide to do a spell for somebody else, that is completely up to you. This is my personal just feelings about doing spells for other people, and some good points that I think maybe you should think about in case you are considering doing a spell for someone else. Now, this video is a little bit going to be about not just doing spells for other people, but about doing spells on other people. Let's, I guess, start out with doing spells for other people. So if you're trying to help someone else out, say that somebody is in a completely bad situation, you feel like you need to be of some kind of assistance, maybe they don't practice magic themselves, and to some extent you feel like you maybe could help them out and be somewhat responsible to help them in their situation. Well, I caution you on doing this just because your intentions may be good, that you are trying to help that person out, but I don't know that it necessarily should be done, because they are on their own path, they're learning their own things, and there's a lesson maybe that they need to learn and they need to personally grow from. And you interfering in their growth or whatever else and trying to change the situation for them may be kind of robbing them of whatever lesson or whatever thing that they're needing to learn from this experience. Because the truth is you can't ever really learn the lesson that you need to learn until you actually get to a point of self-realization of that's what's going on and that's what you need to do, and you get yourself out of that situation. Yes, maybe it could be beneficial, and I understand wanting to help somebody else out, but you're also, by doing a spell on them, taking away possibly their own free will of whatever they might actually want. Say somebody is in a bad relationship or something, and you feel like you're responsible to try and get them out of that position. It's completely understandable to feel bad about the position that they're in, but maybe if they had stayed in that position, they would have decided that the relationship was worth working on and things could have gotten better down the road, but instead you took them out of that position and did a spell to make them move on. You kind of robbed them of that experience then, that things could have gotten better and they actually could have been happier. They're on their own path and they have their own things that they have to go through and they have to learn. So I just don't know that it's really a good idea to rob them of that situation. I guess it's dependent on how bad the situation is. If they're really in like immediate danger and stuff, then maybe it's a more considerable circumstance to get them out of there in order to maybe help save their lives. This is more like a Wiccan point of view, but I do believe some of the things that they believe in. I don't really know a whole lot about Wiccan practices. I've never really looked into it. I would not identify as Wiccan. I don't know really what I would identify as, other than maybe an eclectic witch. And they believe that you should never do a spell for somebody unless you get their permission for it. So if you are really considering doing a spell for them, maybe that's something that you should take into consideration, if they really truly want the helping hand, they want somebody to interfere, and they want somebody to step in to help them out of that situation. Because just doing it behind their back, there's questionable things about that too. Doing it behind their back, supposedly they won't know and fight the spell. They'll just be more willing to work on their own of getting out. So if they know that you did a spell, then they might be more reluctant to follow through with whatever your intention was that you actually did for them. There's controversy about that. So, I mean, just, you know, make up your own mind about what you want to do on that, but that is something to consider. Is just, if you do a spell for somebody else, you may be robbing them of an opportunity or changing their life path of something that maybe they weren't supposed to be doing, and it may do some harm. And if you're okay with taking that consequence for that person, then, you know, that's up to you. I also believe that there is karma, and that this is where I'm going to get into doing spells on other people. I don't do spells for other people or on other people. If I was asked to do a spell for somebody, then I might be willing to do it. However, I don't think I really want to ask to do it or to do any spells on anybody else. I don't do any love magic. I don't do any binding magic. I don't do anything of that sort, because while it has been a consideration at times that I have thought about doing these things, it does kind of just take away people's free will, and also doing things as far as bad stuff to people, like, you know, cursing them or hexing them or wishing bad luck on them. Like, I don't do that, because I wouldn't want somebody to do that to me, and I don't want to do that to anybody else. No matter how wrong they do to me, I will just be mad at them, but I will never do a physical spell to hex them and try and wish them ill luck. You know, I'm not gonna do something like that, because that's just bad, I believe. And I also do believe in karma. I believe that there is the karma, and kind of like the Wiccan belief of it will come back to you threefold if you do it. You know, I don't know if it's to that extent and intensity that it will come back, but I do believe in karma, that if you do something wrong, really wrong, intentionally wrong, that you know was just messed up and wrong of you, I believe that karma's going to come back around and bite you in the butt, you know. And I believe that, yeah, you probably do deserve that if you know that you did something terrible to hurt somebody else or do something wrong like that. You know, karma's not a good thing to be messing with. So that whole thing about treat others how you want to be treated is, I believe in that. So, no, it's not fun to be wronged by other people, but you also don't need to fight fire with fire in that situation, I don't think, and fight them back and curse them and hex them and all that other stuff. I mean, maybe I guess that could be something that changed in my future. I'm not saying I will never do it, but I don't ever really intend to do it. So, I mean, I don't want to be a hypocrite here that later on down the road I decide, oh, this person just really made me mad and I'm gonna do it, because I don't know what my future holds. But in my opinion, I really don't think that I will ever do that, and I don't do that to anybody so far in my life, and I don't ever intend to and want to do that. So that's just something to watch out for, is if you want to hex people and stuff, that's, again, your call. But I do think that it may come back to hurt you as well, because of karma, and just to be aware of that. I don't know that taking people's free will is a good thing either, even if it's for your own security and worry that something's going to happen to you. I understand that, but if that person is going to do that horrible thing to you to begin with and hurt you, then they're probably not somebody that you wanted in your life anyways, and you shouldn't be binding them with a spell to prevent them from doing it, because that person probably just at the core of their being just kind of sucks. So it's not really somebody you want in your life if they do end up doing something that hurts you like that. So, I mean, as far as love magic, I mean, I don't do that. I don't know that people should do it, because I mean, you're creating false love. You're creating something that isn't really there. Again, taking away somebody's free will, that they didn't like you, they didn't love you, they didn't have any interest in you, and you trying to put a spell on them to make them interested in you is just kind of against the natural way, I feel like. So, you know, that's my personal views on it. I don't do any kind of magic unless it's for my own personal well-being and good, really. That's the only kind of magic that I really do to work on is myself, my life, my personal life. That's really all that I work on. And just, you know, that's my feelings about it for now, guys. So, you know, I hope that this video was interesting. I hope that it was maybe helpful for you in case you were thinking about doing spells or magic on others or for others, or love magic for a specific person or whatever. Just kind of the consequences of doing that. It could come back to harm you. It is false, maybe not true, you know, just different things that could maybe not be so beneficial about it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. We'll catch you on the next one.